Happy Wednesday. Happy July 19th. Holy guacamole, here we go. Listen, I'm going to be honest. To have this many people in the room for a July meeting is like a record breaker. It's summer. Most people are like, oh, are we still working? I forgot. So congratulations to everyone here for still being employed or independent contractors, still earning a living and making money in this wacky, wild world of real estate we get to work in. And let's start off. You are there driving?
I am driving.
Let's start off with our welcomes. We are welcoming officially. You might have seen this person in the room many times before because Malik has been attending before his license was through. But now his license is through. Welcome, Malik. Sharday. Is Sharday here? Sharday! Welcome to Sharday. Did I say it right? And Aldo. Is Aldo in the room? I don't see Aldo. We'll still welcome you, Aldo. Don't worry about that. And Guillermo. I don't know if Guillermo made it in. He was on his way back from Mexico. Welcome, Guillermo. Jason. Alicia, is Jason here?
Yes.
Jason, hi. Jason, hi. Welcome, Jason. And Ricardo. Is Ricardo in the room? Ricardo will still welcome you too. Jacqueline's looking. She'll let us know. Those friends have joined Team Metro, and y'all know we are two offices under one giant family. And so for signature, we are welcoming Hope, Jessica Solis, Paul Rios. Is Paul here? Paul Rios and Amy over to the signature family this week. So congratulations to you all and welcome aboard. All right, I am going to cut through some time. We'll get to market of the moment while we talk through stats. That's all we'll do. And we're going to fill some buckets up as we go through the room with our next topic. The first bucket I'm going to fill is actually Lunn's bucket and let y'all know that she is teaching Quantum Leap.
Yay.
Raise your hand if you've taken Quantum Leap. Okay, Quantum Leap is a class put out by Keller Williams, and there are how many Quantum Leap instructors in the country, do you think, Ash? 10? For adults.
For adults, less than 10.
Less than 10 able to instruct that course in the whole country, and one of them is our very own Ashley Lunn, who you might know as our operating principal. And so I'm filling her bucket and saying it out loud because what we know happens is if Ashley was flying to Colorado to teach Quantum Leap, people would be clamoring to get in the room and signing up for the class. And what sometimes happens when our own superstar is our internal superstar, and like our mom, is we don't know that she's as awesome as she is. So I'm here to tell you, whether she likes it or not, that she's kind of a big deal. And this course is super amazing and will literally change your life and help you see things differently. And you're probably going to be like, wait, you're talking about a couple of different courses that are all going to do that at the same time? Yes and no. When Ashley comes up, she can talk about QL a little bit, but I want you to understand it's deeply discounted because it's in-house. Ashley's amazing. And the one thing you might hear at Keller Williams is not what you learn by being here, it's who you become along the way. Part of becoming the person who you're really meant to be and fulfilling all of your possibilities is opening yourself up to that learning along the way. So that's Quantum Leap. That's coming up August 3rd and 4th. And you'll see the posts online. You'll see the emails. Just ask the questions if you're not sure. If you're like, I heard you talking about QL and bold and all these things. I don't know what they are. It seems like a lot. Just ask, okay? Because you're not going to know until you know. I didn't know until I knew. Isn't that profound? Deep thoughts. The other class coming up is Miss Judy's Open House Clinic on July 27th at 1 p.m. And that is coming, and everyone is welcome to attend that one as well. And then I want to throw it over to David Jones, who'll be our Bold coach, and he's going to pop in on Zoom for a few minutes. And what I want to say out loud before David speaks is that I took Bold. Who's taken Bold? Okay. Who can tell me a quick 30-second story on how Bold changed your world in some way? Lisa,
Hi, when I was in Bold, I had the biggest month that I ever had.
you had the biggest month that you ever had.
Yes.
Say more.
Huh?
Like, you sold the most properties, you put them in.
Yeah, because it was high level accountability and I was laser focused and I did it.
Is it because you did different actions, or were you doing the same thing you always did?
Different actions and being more purposeful doing the actions I'd always done.
Being more purposeful and doing the actions she had always done. Anyone else have a bold snippet you want to share? Steve and Jack.
Systematic database touch. A lot of times we overcomplicated with large database. We were able to put it into the database system that they provided, and it was absolutely magical. So walking in with questions and saying, I don't know how to run my business like a business, and walking out literally with the system on how to do so. It's a brilliant concept.
He just said magic, and I feel like that matters. So magical database touches that matter. And Bridget.
So I've taken Bold 4 times, and every single time I've been at a different point in my business, and I feel like it's always a completely different experience, depending on where you are, whether it's your first year in the business or your 20th year. We all need accountability, and it really helps to build that, and you've got a whole team that you're working with during Bold to help you stay accountable.
The accountability is huge, and it really impacts your business. And I'll share my snippet, which is different than their snippets. Hi, David. And let you know that there's another part of Bold that changes your human self and pulls things out of you that you don't know are already inside. And so in the Bold letter writing project, when you write your letter to yourself that you deliver to yourself next year by the magic of mail, and mine, while I was sitting as a solo agent in the state of New Jersey, was to be a team leader of multiple market centers in San Diego. I had no plan in place, to be clear, except that I knew that for some weird reason in the back of my head, that's what I wanted to do, and I wrote it down. And then I can't explain the rest, but it gives me goosebumps. And it's a true story.
Where were you living?
In New Jersey. I was taking Bold in Freehold, New Jersey, as a solo agent. I was also a productivity coach. Okay, so David, take it away and give us your Bold share. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to Zoom in today. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes. Make it louder.
Hold on. I got 1 second. Screen. Go ahead. Try that, Coach David?
Yes.
There you go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, yes.
So, well, hey, how's everybody doing? I'm gonna blame it on the microphone and the speaker, so I can't see you, and I know you can see me. I know you all are about to go into your stats meeting for today, and I heard you got a great festive pride meeting going on today, so congratulations, y'all have an amazing meeting. I only want to take a couple minutes. A lot of y'all saw me last week. You may have seen the video. Guys, we got Bold coming up. You got Quantum Leap coming up. I was really excited to see Quantum Leap is going to be the week before we're launching Bold. What a great precursor to the Bold coming up on August the 10th. So a couple things I want you to know is when it comes to Bold, you got some great testimonies a while ago. I kind of heard them pretty well. Steven's loud like me, so I heard Steven well. Is that I want everybody to know that Bold is all about productivity. Bold is about what?
Productivity.
Productivity. My 5 people. Good job. So Bold is about productivity. Our whole mission in Bold right now. You're going to hear stats here in a minute, and the stats are going to talk about how the market softens, things are changing, and we're coming in for one reason, and that is to focus on your productivity. Bold's about productivity. It's about mindset. I know that. Mindset affects your productivity. It's about creating new habits. It's about creating the skills you need for this market. So everything we're going to be focusing in Bold is going to be about getting you in production. The mission in Bold, people are always looking for tangibles in Bold. Like, what tangibly should I look to expect? My goal is for every single person to get at least, not less than, 1 new piece of business every week of Bold. That's my mission. Step number 1, you come to first step of Bold, August 10th. Some dates you need to make sure you know. August 10th is first step of Bold. It's free to everybody. Okay? August 10th is first step of Bold. You're going to walk out of first step of Bold with leads that you didn't have before you walked in? Now, who in this room, if you knew beyond a shadow of doubt, like guaranteed that you knew you were going to get a lead you did not have before you got there, would you make sure you showed up that day?
Yes.
The answer is
said
yes.
yes.
A lot of times people hesitate on an answer because, well, what's have to do some work, you still have to be coached, and you still be willing to play all in. Okay? So the mission is for everybody to pick up at least one piece of business at every step because of what you learned in that step. So by the end of Bold, you're going to have 7 to 8 new pieces of business minimum that you didn't have before you got there. Now, that's August the 10th. On Thursday, we have first step to Bold. Put that in your calendar, make it happen. The other date you need to know is August 7th. Now, August the 7th is for anybody that already knows before first step to Bold that you're doing all 7 steps of Bold. If you know you're going to be doing all 7 steps of Bold, on August the 7th, I'm doing a goal setting class. Those that are paid for Bold. So if you know you're doing it, you already paid to be in there, you've gotten registered, you're going to be in on August the 7th, and that's going to be from 9 to 11 Pacific time zone. And we're going to focus. And we're going to do your 2024 goals. We're going to do the rest of 2023. We're going to, in short version, because I want to get back on schedule, keep you on schedule. Short version is we're going to plan your 24 goals. We're going to do like a business planning. We're going to plan the rest of 23. Then we're going to plan your Bold experience between the next 7 weeks, so that you make sure that this Bold launches you to have an amazing 2023 finish. And then you launch into next year with full steam. Okay? So that's the second thing you need to know for those that already know. Right now we have, I think, 6 or 7 solid paid registrations. This is a dedicated, committed market center level Bold for your 2 market centers. They're there under kind of San Diego Metro. And the other one is called, I think, Signature, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So it will be in person. Bold in person in your market center. And we have 60 seats available, and Sarah's probably going to mention this, that if we don't sell it, well, we're not opening it up to the region. We would rather it be for just your market centers. Okay? So it's going to be important. If you know you're doing Bold, get with your leadership and use some of your education points, whatever you need to do to be a part of that. Okay? So that's the lowdown on Bold, the dates you need to know. The dates I'm going to add to it. Guys, if you're going to be learning based, if you're going to make that part of your growth plan, go to Quantum Leap, register for Bold, go to my business planning on August the 7th, first step to Bold on August the 10th. Boom. We're going to be off and running. And you know our goal is for you to create at least 1 piece of business minimum. And all you got to do is go and do the math. I think everybody knows the math takes care of it right there. All right.
Thank
so,
you,
Sarah, is
David.
there anything else you think I need to mention?
No, I think you nailed
right
it.
now? And I know you got a full meeting.
I think that is wonderful. Thank you. All right, y'all. I want to double down on what he said, and it is true. We are private Bold, and I'm afraid to drop the balloon now, like it's gonna pop. Because we believe so much in it, there's a couple of things. If you have education points, ask in the room today what they are. If you don't already know, you can use them to cash in and get reimbursed right after you register. If you're like, I don't really have a lot, or I don't have that yet, we believe in it so much, but we know we can't pay for people in advance because you really have to have that investment in yourself. That's time has shown us that over and over and over again. I got the team to agree that we could be very bold in the offer that we make for anyone who signs up for full Bold before the end of the weekend on Sunday. And when you register, they are time-stamped. Then we will allow you to have the reimbursement program work for 1 closing. I love that. So, and I'm going to update the reimbursement flyer online, and there are details on it. You have to get the business during Bold. It's not like I have a closing today, I'm using that one. It's not how it works. So it's business that you got from Bold. But to be able to get paid back for your whole amount of your investment in yourself in the next closing that you have after that fits the parameters, It's amazing. If you don't sign up by Monday, you can still use the reimbursement program, but it's going to go out to 3 closings instead of 1, right? I can't do better than that. We are also looking to do a raffle for anyone who signed up before the next team meeting. We're going to put together some fun prizes and have people get raffled out some fun stuff, just because this is how much we believe in what's happening right now. And if you aren't doubling down on your business lead gen activities right now, you're not doing as much as you could. And we know what the market is now, and we can control that. So that's all the leading indicators I'm giving you are pushing you into do more, talk to more people, get more business for your growth. Good? If you have specific questions, please ask me.
Sorry, I was going to say before, but that kind of goes with what you were saying. I did actually, when I was a newbie, my first hold, I did get 7 pieces of business from hold, so 1 week.
Emily did get 7 pieces of business in her first bold as a new agent, so the 1 a week is not BS that the bold instructors say online.
Let's be real, no one's doing as much work on their normal day as they do in bold. Sorry. I mean, maybe 10% of you are, but I'm not, so. I do more work at home than I do anywhere else. It's a numbers game.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie. Okay, I am really on schedule at this point, so I'm going to call out Matthew, our SMP Spotlight friend. Is Matthew in the room?
He's here, let me pin his.
Oh, he's on Zoom. The magic of Zoom. We have another guest speaker. Matthew from Large Solar Strategics.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Yes.
I feel like more from work, like a voice from
Okay, cool. And did you give me sharing capability, Evie?
Let me do that right now. There you go, that's easier.
Alright.
Matthew.
Okay, cool.
From Large
Thanks.
Solar.
Let's see here. So I'm just, I'm gonna keep this super brief. I know that I have 5 minutes. I probably won't even take that. I mostly just wanted to introduce myself. I know that I've come to one of these meetings before, and want to make sure that you all know that I'm here as a resource for you all, as your solar guy. So, you know, all of your clients, our homeowners, anyone that doesn't have solar yet is probably thinking about solar. And I've heard from a lot of you all that you know, would like to have someone that is a resource that you can trust, that you can refer to your customers when they ask you about it. And, you know, just briefly, like, why me? I've been doing this work for 15 years. So, you'd be hard pressed to find anyone that is more knowledgeable on the subject of solar, residential solar specifically. And I work as an independent consultant, so I am contracted to sell for a few different companies. I do this so that I can always make sure that I'm getting my customers the best deal and the best fit for them as well. I know that you've probably heard a lot over the last year about how regulations around solar is changing. Those regulations did change, but it's important to know that solar definitely still makes sense. Everyone living in San Diego is paying a much higher price for their electricity than they need to, and almost anyone is going to be able to benefit and make good financial sense out of solar, so long as they're getting a good deal and they're getting the right fit. So I want to encourage everyone, even if you don't think that this is something that interests you, write down my dot card here, cards / my full name, Matthew Tiffany. And that's going to take you, that's a link that will have my phone number, my email, my social media. Connect with me. I've really enjoyed having some conversations with the people that I have so far. I'm happy to just jump on a call with you and have a more in-depth conversation about solar so that you can be more informed and educated when you're talking with your clients about it. And I also like to just offer myself for helping in the event that you are selling a house that has solar, or
Matthew, we have a question for you in the room.
Looking at a house that has solar, especially if it has a lease or a PPA, I'm happy to put an extra set of eyes on there.
There's a question for you.
Does he do commercial also? Do you do commercial also?
I do, but it's just
Okay.
yeah, not as common. But yes, yeah, happy to talk with you about a commercial
So Emily
client.
will reach out after.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you, Matthew. We have your info from your contact, and I know Emily's gonna look to reach out after for more on that commercial, and we will contact you through that data.
All right.
Your solar
Thank
guy,
you so much for having me.
Matthew Tiffany. Coaching spotlight. Alicia?
Again?
I can.
You guys got reimbursement for bold in one transaction is amazing. We've never offered that before.
Literally unheard of.
Literally unheard of. Where am I? Oh, it's just my team.
Yes.
Joel got another BRBC signed. There are some for Team Lisa. Joel's actually out on an appointment right now, you guys, so give him fingers crossed that he gets another. Okay, so Team Lisa committed to a 90-day massive action challenge with high-level accountability and training from the MREA. We got Franco, Christina, Lisa, Alexa, Charlie, Madison, Malene. All of them. All 7.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach Alicia. Nice work, y'all. And movement, come on down. You're the next contestant on Today's Amazing.
All right, we gotta go quick. I want to hear action.
10 seconds.
10 seconds, ready? Done. Just kidding. All right, good news is rates came down since last week. Yay! So it's a good thing for all of us. 50% of loan officers are gone this year from last year. So be mindful, you guys. And quite a few of you guys have disappeared as well. So I've made phone calls and I can't get a hold of some agents. However,
30 seconds.
we're still here. So Matt's going to tell you guys about down payment assistance programs real quick.
Movement Boost and Golden State Financial Authority has 5% down payment assistance program available for you. Movement, we're doing it in-house through FHA. Golden State Financial Authority is going to be a state program, totally different, down payment assistance program, but available for your borrowers as well. So give us a shout. We'll explain it more in depth when we have longer than 30 seconds.
Really quick. Also, let you guys know, $200 million is going to be reallocated next year for that Dream for All program that we all saw did so well for all of us. Yeah. All right. So now we have 6 days to get it done. Lastly, but not least, Movement Mondays, we're revamping the way that we're going to do it. It's going to be a curriculum for 13 weeks, you guys. And I'm going to have it lined up with guest speakers every week. And I'll put out the agenda for everybody. You guys can all sign up, come in whenever you need to, whenever you want to learn about different topics. And I'll have it out. And we're gonna keep it going every semester.
It'll be in person?
Yeah, it will probably not be in person on Monday mornings. And last but not least, and the reason why I called you Pegasus is because I have been working with Humble Design. It's this charity that I told you guys about. We donated $10,000 to them. They lost their #1 donation company from LA that was donating all of their dinged up furniture. So they're out, and I volunteered for their inventory team, and I am going to be calling you guys when you guys get listings, all right? If whoever is selling their home has furniture that they don't want to bring with them to their new homes, we can set up for Humble Design to come get stuff from them. They can get household items, they can get furniture, they can get decorations, they can get whatever they need to pick up from these folks. And we're going to be able to donate this to homeless families that are transitioning out of homelessness. And I'm going to come up with a flyer for you guys. You can include it in your listening presentation. And it's just something that we're going to be giving back to our community in San Diego and all the folks around here. And that's why I called you. So I'm sorry I didn't call you.
Thank you. I got a quick question. What did the rates go down to? You were talking about.
Yeah. Down, they're flying back into the 6s from the 7s. And today I quoted somebody an FHA rate 6.125. So we're getting there, back into the hopefully 5 in the near future. Sorry, that was more than 10 seconds.
All your words matter. Thank you for going faster. And thank you. Dan Becker and Kareem do have property pitches incoming soon. I'm going to throw to Ashley first through the kindness of Dan Becker and say it'll definitely be on Facebook. Or if we're done in time, it'll be after Ashley's done. Either way, thank you. And
I have more than 30 seconds.
not much, but
All right. I apologize in advance for any of the balloons that popped, especially to our veterans. Anybody challenged with PTSD? That was really scary. We had an issue with a door slamming a couple months ago, and we did have an associate tell us it really sent him into a dark place. So, no more balloons. At least if they're old and they're going to pop, Evie. Thank her, by the way. Shout out. How do you like the purple lighting?
Yeah.
Evie on her own time, 3 hours to put this stuff in. Okay. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Celebrate World Gratitude Day, 90 days from today. Almost popped that one. I feel it. Esther, you can have it. All right. World Gratitude Day. Oh, wait a minute. Wait.
What happened?
This is not the right slideshow.
Dan, you're coming soon.
Well, so this is a great day to celebrate. The one I used for today, which will then be 90 days from today, is actually End World Poverty Day. We have an amazing ability to do that because, or at least impact it because of what we do for a living. There's two things I want to say before this starts, and hopefully we have the right one.
Stand by, everybody.
Stand by.
Thank you for your patience.
If not, I'll do it all from memory.
Yeah.
So when we were talking about bold, and Emily, you said 10% of people probably work that hard every day. It's probably maybe 1%.
I was being generous.
Yeah. And then the real big smartass in the room, John Fields, said, if I worked that hard, I'd be really rich. Well, it's true. And I appreciate it. It made us laugh, but we know that's the case. What you do day to day in this business gives you a result. There's a very, very tight correlation by what you do and how much you make. Yes?
Yes.
100%. So if you're not making anything, guess what you're not doing?
Your job.
Your job. And your job is talking to people. At the end of the day, it's just talking to people. And you can make a million excuses to do it. That's where we get stuck in our heads. Just talk to people. So, other thing I'll say, I got a call this morning from Robert Shantz, Broker Bob. And in the course of having that conversation with Broker Bob, there were several things that he called to talk about, but I know it was all to get to the point that he didn't want to get to, which is to tell me I had to be softer on you guys. And I honestly appreciate the feedback. What he said is there's a lot of feedback from our coaches that I'm scaring the new agents with how tough the market is. And I appreciate that. And my intention is never to scare you because fear serves nobody. But I want to be clear. Well, actually, Eric Gilman in the back of the room, in the tank top, the sharpest guy we all know. I was just telling him this during the potluck. And what did you say?
Bob didn't call me and tell me I have to be nice to you, so I'll just shoot real free. No, it's tough. I mean, everyone ever asks me, I'm in the gifting and closing industry, right? So I'm like 2 months behind you on the sales cycle. But the point being that, you know, the wake up, walk outside, sell a house days, like, that's over. It's never coming back. It was an inflated artificial time. If you're here, great. If you weren't, the great thing about this job is you're making an average $15,000 a paycheck. So raise your hand if you think anybody deserves a $15,000 paycheck for doing something really easy.
Yeah.
No, you don't. So let's get to these challenges, right? And the great thing about your challenges, as we're talking about World Poverty Day, your challenges are getting hung up on, getting no-showed, having to call twice as many people as you had to call last year. Your challenges aren't filling your fridge, wondering if you're gonna be able to get to the meeting because you can't have gas. Your challenges hopefully aren't health challenges, but we all have different things going on. The point is, challenge is the journey, right? And embrace the process. So as we just keep going on these things, inventory is not gonna pop out of nowhere. I was at a team meeting up in Temecula the other day, and great broker up there, he goes, this is gonna be the last meeting for the next year that we address any inventory issue. Because there no longer is low inventory, there is the inventory that is available. And the inventory that is available is being moved and sold by people in this room. So the fact of the matter is there is plenty of opportunity out there, and it just goes back to what are your habits? Your habits are going to create your lifestyle. Your habits are going to create your paychecks. So, don't complain about inventory if you didn't make 40 contacts today. If you made 40 contacts for the last week and there's still an issue with it, well then come to Bold and figure out what you're doing wrong or differently. But the point is, just keep moving forward and embrace the process. I hope I wasn't too harsh or scared of you.
Well, and I appreciate all those words, and I was distracted because I was trying to figure out what was going on with this. And did you say the part where when you make a $20,000 commission, you should be scared sometimes?
Yeah.
I just want to reemphasize
It's a scary big amount of money, which is great.
It really
You
is.
deserve it.
And it's $20,000 average commission per transaction. How many of those do you need in a year to have a good life? Whatever the number is, don't say it out loud. It's not a very high number. It's not 100. Boy, you agree it's not 100.
Yes.
That would be really nice. But you don't need 100 to have a really good life. Maybe a really, really good life is at 10 to 15.
Yep.
How many are we selling a month as a county? Now I say that as kind of a lead-in. I'd love to make public apologies. I emailed Edie the wrong stat package. This is not her fault. I just checked the email, and for some reason, I attached last month's PowerPoint to the email instead of this month's. So you're going to get, when I get home today, I didn't bring my laptop, another faux pas. I will send it all out through Evie, and hopefully either you'll have the info. Here's the reality. We're still going to go through this from last month, because guess what?
Change much.
Pretty much the same. And we'll hit it on more from a standpoint of what should you be doing, what could you be doing. I will say our inventory inched up a little. So we are still hovering around 2,200 active listings. Now, what you'll hear in the media is we've had a 10% increase, which is true. But when you're talking about 2,200 listings, what's 10% of that?
200.
Yeah, that's not massive. Sometimes talking in percentages doesn't serve us. And in that case, it doesn't serve us because it's still far too few for the demand that we have. Okay? We actually closed fewer sales in June than we did May. That's kind of traditional in San Diego real estate. But we hit the apex of where our inventory will be. In any given year, June is usually the highest standing inventory month.
That's scary.
Why is that scary, Dan?
Because there's
This
not.
might actually be a better way to do this, because you all have to think.
Well, it's because the amount of inventory is so limited. The competition for it is strong, and there's still a lot of people afraid to put their homes on the market.
Yeah, okay, that's all true. And if June is our highest inventory month,
Then it's
what's
just-
happening now in August, September, October, November?
just-
Is it going to be more or less competitive out there? More. So if we are complaining and saying, oh my God, this is hard, it's all right, buckle up, buttercup, you're gonna have to work. And if you work, you will reap the rewards of it. There's no way that doesn't happen. I would bet everybody in this room, and maybe we should figure out how we could actually fund this, but I would make a bet of $100,000 a year to say if you make 3 hours of contacts a day, you will make $100,000 a year. You'll make a hell of a lot more of that, by the way. But who would take that bet? I promise to pay you $100,000 that in 12 months if you don't make $100,000.
Actually, people out here think you can do it in 30 minutes a day.
I coach people across the country. Sometimes we start with making 3 contacts a day. Because you got to start somewhere. If you've never made one, start at 3. Maybe by next week you could do 6. How many conversations do you think you have to go through to find somebody who has a lead for you? 6. Who cares if it's 50? It's $20,000. Can you have 50 conversations for 20 grand?
Yeah.
How much is that per conversation?
A lot.
All right. Yes, Deb?
Does Gary's theory still work in this market where the 3 hours is 3 hours, but it's 45 minutes of who am I calling today?
For sure.
It's an hour, and then it's a 45 minutes of follow-up. Does
Yeah.
that still stand?
So we take that from business planning, and thank you for bringing it up because I know I haven't said it in a very long time. When we talk about 3 hours of lead generation a day, our brains as agents go, oh my God, I've got to be on the phone for 3 hours? No, there's an actual method to it. The first 45 minutes is preparing to call. So getting your list together, practicing your scripts, then you call, hopefully an hour and a half would be nice, and then you update your database and make your follow-up notes for the last 45 minutes. So really it's only an hour and a half a day.
And if you schedule your next follow-up task, you don't have to spend 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And you can join me on Mondays at noon to work with Command to help you.
Yes, Dan.
Just add one other thing. There's a level of what is not addressed of compounding interest, right? In anything that we do. Consistency. Consistency is the way to go. So for those who don't know, I'm Eric. I'm the sharpest guy you know. I've been, thank you. Selling knives for 16 years. And I'm going to offer everyone in this room the same challenge that I've offered literally hundreds of thousands of representatives who come to sell Cutco knives. And everyone raise your hand if you want to make $100,000 in the next year.
Okay.
Cool. Everybody, right? Write this number down. 20. 20 phone calls or contacts, conversations a day. Here's the kicker. Every single day for the next 365 days straight. You just broke it down. It is literally no more than an hour and a half of work. But everybody in this room knows that compounding interest, it's not just, oh, I did 20 phone calls today, oh, I'm going to come and do a bold 100, and then next month my whole business is going to change. If you did that 20 phone calls, that 20 contacts every single day, and you keep folding it into itself over and over and over again, I'll give you a guarantee. I don't tell this to Cutco reps, and I'll change it up a little bit. I'll be like, if you don't sell $100,000, if you make 20 phone calls a day, you don't sell $100,000 worth of knives the next year, you punch me in the face.
Yeah.
How many times do you think I've been punched in the face for that? If you track it, because you're not tracking it, it's not happening. If you make 20 phone calls a day for the next 365 days and you have not done 15 transactions for the next year, I will give you a Cutco knife, hands down. And trust me, I'm not paying out any of these knives because if you do that, there's no doubt in my mind that it will take place. And if you don't plan on being here in a year, well, I don't know what we're doing in the first place. So let's go consistency, right? And as my old manager would always say, is that you can either make excuses or you can create results. So
I'm going to guess you don't make $20,000 per knife you sell.
I don't, no.
But you can still get to $100,000 a year in income. I mean, if you do the math into the real estate world, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And it's that simple, and we overcomplicate it, and we don't need to. And I started with how many do you need, because the numbers are down. We're down 30, depending on the month, 33 to 37% in terms of units sold. That's just the new normal. There has been a dramatic shift in the real estate landscape nationwide that probably will exist for the rest of my career and the rest of most of your careers. When it was normal to have 15,000 properties on the market, and now we have 2,200, this is our normal. So you have a decision to make. Do you want to be a part of that? And in that 2,200 sales a month, there's two sides, by the way. So there's 4,400 available opportunities. How many do you need? 2, 3, 4 a month? Oh. It's there. The opportunity is there. You just have to work. How many of you have a significant other or spouse at home? I really want to have a meeting, a staff meeting, where they come in and I can say, if your husband, wife, partner called for an hour and a half a day, they'd make $500,000. Why are you all laughing? Does that make you a little uncomfortable? Sarah and I can start making home calls. So here's the reality, and I'm actually really glad that this mistake happened today, because this is a real conversation we really have to have. The market is not determining your results. And it's really easy and it's endemic in our industry to blame. If you're not making money, there's only one thing you can do, and that's look in the mirror and then get to work. And there's not another environment where you've got every resource possible. If you have a skill problem or a confidence problem, or you don't know why you're doing this, or you forgot, or you're depressed, or you've got the entire team here to take you through any one of those challenges. We had an issue this week come up where one of our agents has some significant mental health challenges, like legit medical stuff. And Sarah reached out and said, do we have a resource for that? And I said, well, actually, my coach. That's her thing. That's her profession. And she told me yesterday. She immediately got in contact with him, and she is marshaling financial resources to help him get the support he needs. By the way, I've never met this agent. But we are here to support you through all of that so that on the other end of it, you are your best version and you're making money, regardless of this stuff. You need to know the stats, because if we know this stuff and we can communicate it in an educated way to our customers, we are going to help them. We had a mastermind earlier, and the question, Sarah, what was the question you asked?
Oh gosh.
Oh, yeah. You guys have all seen it or heard it. Is it a good time to buy, sell, or invest in real estate?
Yes.
That was my answer, yes. And if not now, when?
20 years ago.
20 years. If not now, when you don't have there's no time warp going backwards. Is real estate going to get cheaper in San Diego? The answer for everybody, we don't have to go on the numbers, is no. It is getting more expensive because the demand is way bigger than the available supply. We have no magic bullet to solve the supply issue. We just don't. It would be so awesome if somebody could come in and build 30,000 units. Not going to happen. Or anybody have people saying we're going to wait for the rates to come down a little bit? I am happy to hear, thank you movement, that we're fives are on the horizon. If you quoted 6.1.
Not far away. And when we hit the fives and it's made public, then we're all going to be swamped with people out there.
Well, so here's the challenge, right?
And what's gonna
People
happen-
are waiting, right now they're waiting for the rates to come down, which I get. But as they're waiting for rates to go down, prices are going up. So what they think they're going to save on the rate going down, they're not, because they're going to be paying more for the house. Plus, once those rates go down, they're going to compete with 50 other offers and have to go $150,000 over asking.
You need to be having that conversation with any buyer that says they're waiting for the rate to go down, or they're waiting to save more money.
There is no, here's what, and I'm going to ask you in a second. I'm going to ask you guys to raise your hands in a second. Hang on. If you don't, for every day you wait for whatever you think is going to happen, you are losing the ability, in some cases, to even get in the market. Get your clients, get yourselves in the market. I showed a client today who's in Milwaukee. They were complaining because they don't have any houses left under 160,000. I said, let me give you perspective. So I pulled up the MLS and I showed them the one property we have on the market that's a single family house that's under $200,000. Do you know we have one? Y'all should go look at it. It's extra special. It's in Hukumba. Do you know where that is? It's in San Diego County. It's about 20 miles past where I live, and I live in Hamul. And there's a hot springs there. It's desert. It's really, really, really rural. So here's the house in Hukumba, $195,000, 450 square feet, and the kitchen sink was metal, like not like a nice metal, like tin.
Oh wow. Is it? Someone buy it?
It's still on the market, but here's what I'll tell you. You know where Hukumba, we drive through it, right? We should buy it. We should buy it, guys. It is land with a living crap house on it, but it's land. I didn't even check the acreage. I'm sure it's probably at least an acre, but regardless, that should sell, because if you can't get your foot in anywhere else, buy that. All right. Okay, Bridget.
That same conversation about the rates, we usually think about that when we're talking about new buyers, but I've also used that on the flip side with sellers who are saying, I'm gonna wait to sell my house until the rates drop so that I can buy something less expensive. But what I've done, and I've been able to get some listings quicker than I would normally got them months down the road by saying, yeah, but what's gonna happen when the rates drop? Guess what? Your neighbors are all gonna list their houses too. So
Well, there's that, and you're still a buyer in a more competitive market when prices are not gonna come down. Interest rates might, and you might wanna maybe throw some scenarios at us. How far would the interest rates have to come down to overcome a 12% gain, which we're gonna see this year? Yeah.
Well, a lot of people say, well, the market is going to crash. It cannot sustain like that. And we are going to wait until what happened in 2007 is going to happen here.
That's why we have to educate.
It's a fantasy.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of fantasies in our country right now. We have to educate against that one. We have the data to say, okay, here's supply and demand. There are 3.3 million people in San Diego County. If you don't, you should write that down if you don't know it. That's our population. How many houses are available? Houses and condos, by the way. 2,200. I don't even know what that percentage is.
Very small.
Very small. And again, if we said in this room, let's do it, how many of you have a buyer right now? Raise your hand, keep it up. Keep it up if you have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, good God, I need to hug some of you. 7. 7 was the top. 7. Oh.
We got great approvals through the roof.
All right. So we have a room of maybe 50 people, maybe a little more. Average was probably 2. So what's 2 times 50?
100.
In one room, in one brokerage, in all of real estate, in all of San Diego County. In 2,200 homes. Now, one of the slides I remember, and again, you guys will get this tonight. How many houses under $800,000? Is it 800? No. How many houses under $600,000 do you think we have? 4. Soon that will be true, but not right now. Count? No. Yes, it does count all of San Diego County. So many of these are in Descanso, Macumba, other places way out there.
Under 400 or 600?
Under 600.
86.
Out of the 2,200, just over 300. Under 6. It seems like a lot. It's higher than it was last month because we had that 10% bump in inventory. Just over 300. But still, that's under 600,000. And that is some manufactured homes because they put them in their own category. And they're pretty much in places most of our clients aren't looking. Right? Condos, it's a slightly better story, under 500, but it's not great. So all that is evidence that the demand is so doggone high. 100 buyers represented in this one room for probably half of what the inventory is. Like, if we took the 2,200 homes available, only 1,100 of those are probably what our people are looking at. That's not a lot of inventory. So prices are going up. June is the highest inventory, standing inventory month of the year. So inventory will go down between now and the end of the year, which means it's going to get more competitive. Okay? What are you laughing at?
We're looking at the house.
Oh, are you looking at it? Isn't it not cute?
Yeah, it's actually cute. It is over, it's like an acre and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Also, if Eric is not here, I like gifts, and Eric brought me a gift today. If anybody doesn't know, this is the only real mac and cheese. Everything else is an imposter. Okay, questions? Or what else did you want me to talk? Oh, you wanted me to talk about Quantum Leap?
Yes, please.
Who was here the last time I taught it?
Woo!
They're probably better to talk about it. Quantum Leap is not a real estate course. It is a very deep dive in you trying to figure out how to be the best version of you. It's like drinking from a fire hose. It literally is all the systems Gary's put together on how to maximize your life, whether it's your physical life, your spiritual life, your financial life, it's all of it. What did you guys think who were here? And I know you're coming back, so you start, because you told me a couple weeks ago.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry, you get over that fear of public speaking.
Oh, my God.
Come on,
This is it.
I at a loss for words. It's really hard, but it was life changing. I'm really shy, and it just all of the things that Ashley taught just made me think about myself, and it really just helped me open up. And I don't know how to explain it. It's just really good. I'm taking it again. So if you have the chance to take it, I suggest taking it, because you will learn something about yourself, and it'll help you in your business. So
look at you there.
What, that I jumped up and hugged you and said, "Oh my God, this is it"?
No, everybody was there. So.
Hi, I'm Deborah Brown. So taking Quantum Leap, I think this should be my 5th time, because I'm going to take it maybe about 5 times. This time, I guess I was ready, and I never really understood my relationship with money. It's always come, and it's always gone, and it's always come, and it's always gone, and I never really understood it. And I don't know why. I got this aha. I don't remember what you were talking about. I started crying. I cried through the whole thing, but I started crying, and I leaped up at one point, and I just hugged her, and I said, "I got to tell you, might just changed my life."
In the middle of class.
In the middle of class. And so that's what and since then, I have to tell you, my relationship with money is completely different.
So here's the deal. It's an experiential course. It's really hard to describe.
Right.
It's kind of like trying to describe what mega camper family reunion are like. Like, words just can't touch it. It's for everybody. Gary actually rewrote it so we could deliver it to youth. So people 18 to 26, that's not the version I teach. I'm not good with 18-year-olds. I much prefer the later, more grown-up people. Yeah, anyway. And he did that because he knows it's coursework that can actually shift the planet. Like, it's the stuff that we're not taught that, gosh, if we just get a little bit of handle on, we really can have our most productive lives. And that doesn't necessarily mean financially wealthy, if that's not on your list, but it can mean that. It does mean wealthy in all other areas. So it's open to everybody. If you've got people who are not in real estate, who you know are looking for themselves or for something, have them come.
Okay.
Have them come. And then for those of you, go ahead.
I have another thing to say. Someone came in while we were in class, and he was so interested in it. He was like, "Are you holding this again? Because I want to sign up for it." And he just listened.
He was either a delivery person.
No, Popcorn now trustee.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to message him right now. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah.
When is that class next?
When is it? The next one.
August 3rd and 4th.
And we can do it more often. We were supposed to do it in July, and we got busy, so it's August. I will say, if you come to that, and for those of you that took the last one, if you are not familiar with the course, I didn't write Quantum Leap, I delivered Gary's material. I wrote a 12-week program called Discover Your Destiny, which has a lot of Quantum Leap influence, but it goes way deeper. And there's several of you in the room that have taken it. I'm relaunching that, I believe, August 24th.
Yeah.
That is not for the faint of heart. It is incredibly intense. Talk to me about it privately if you'd like. Yes.
So is that class going to coincide with Bold?
No.
Discover
Your Destiny. It'll be on Zoom, and I believe I'm setting it up for Fridays. No, I didn't. I set it up for Thursdays, I think. So yes, it would coincide. But I'll be doing it over and over and over.
That's not for you. Bold is for you.
Yeah. Well, honestly, Bold is for a larger group. But talk to me.
Well, and the quantum leap thing, again, it's not just for realtors, it's for anybody. And a lot of people in the room are like, oh, I wish my daughter was here, or my husband was here, or my friend who has this business. So it's really powerful in helping you align who you are with your vision, in your vision for where you want to go with your life. So.
All right, and the last plug I will make is starting, anybody looking at hiring this year to their team? Nope, then you don't need it, never mind. Yeah, you are. We have a course within Keller Williams called the Leverage Series, and it's actually 3 courses. I usually, the way we've delivered it in the past, I travel to different cities and teach it over 2 days. And it's a lot of material. It is incredibly overwhelming. Emily, is it overwhelming?
Career visioning, sorry.
Career visioning in 30, 60, 90. And Emily traveled with me to make sure she took it before she made hires. Good job. I, without asking permission, ask for forgiveness instead of permission sometimes, I redesigned the course because I have learned that you all go to the class and then leave the class and go, oh shit, I don't know what to do now because it's too much. So I redeveloped it and started to promote teaching it under a different title over 8 weeks. That launches next Wednesday. And the difference is it's live on Zoom, but it's 90 minutes a week. It's the same content, but it's so we can break it down over time and you can digest it and actually take action on it. So I thought I was being sly, and I got a call from Keller Williams International. They said, what is this? And I said, and then they endorsed it. They said, we think this actually will work. Go ahead, put our logo on it and do it. So,
yay.
So it'll be the first time it's delivered that way, and I would really like to get some good feedback because I hope it can be delivered this way going forward. Cool?
Cool.
All right, kids. I am so sorry about. Yeah, we'll come to Dan. I apologize mentally. I actually, in the email, the ED said, I went over this 3 times. There's not an error on it this week. And that was accurate because it wasn't the right one. All right, Dan.
Yeah, I can do that.
We are not over time. You're good.
Okay. All right. Coming soon. Fixer Upper, Lincoln Park. It is just south off of the 805, almost to National City. It looks really junky right now because it's got a tenanted, and it was supposed to go live this weekend. It will not be going live because the tenant has not moved out. So, it should be going live the first week of next month. It is a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, 1,014 square foot home. We're listing it for $625. I expect there to be lots of competition for that, so just be prepared. It does need a lot of love. A lot of love. So.
Can I add?
Yes.
That was a 72 sold lead that is coming through the leads that I'm interested in. Then Mr. Russ just closed one that I gave him. Good, Maggie, it works. Good, Maggie. Yeah, Maggie!
Maggie! Do you have the oh, back one? There we go. All right. This is the other end of the spectrum. This is coming up in University Heights, right around the corner from Trolley Barn Park. I do not know when it's coming to market. Just know that it's available we can get in to take a look at it if we need to. These folks bought this at the beginning of the pandemic. They wasted no time making sure that it is perfect. This home is stellar. It is 1,500 square feet. It has a lofted extra room that they use as a meditation and smoke out room. Don't look at the pot plants growing in the back.
Do they convey?
Huh?
Do they convey?
Sure. Absolutely. In fact, they gave me a lot of pot seeds. So, but it is really impeccable. What's really interesting, this is a Mills Act home, so it is tax secured. It is historical. It is going to be listed around $1.8 million. I know for a fact they'll take in the high 1.6s to low 1.7s for it. So they're being a little house proud when they first put it on the market. It is impeccable. She is a master gardener. The backyard is gloriously beautiful. And they have done everything from retuck pointing and rebuilding the exterior fireplace, redoing underneath the house. All the plumbing, electrical is really cool. The best part about this building is in the back of the yard, there's a 500 square foot workshop. And that workshop is begging to be made into an ADU. They were going to do it. These folks have instead decided they're moving to Portugal. So that is why they are selling. We do not know when. We're waiting on their passports and their visas to get approved, and then we'll have 60 days to get on the market. So both of these properties are in our coming soon with a few more photos. This one has full professional photos already taken and a video tour if you want to go through and give yourself an open house tour of it.
That's not on the canyon side though, is it?
It is not on the canyon side. Yeah. If it was on the canyon side, that price would jump. Yeah, it would be over 2. So, exactly. It is a gorgeous, really pristine home. They are immaculate. You don't wear your shoes when you go in the house. So, all right.
Can I hold something before you take it?
It's not going open anytime soon.
No, but when it does.
We'll see. I'm not making promises
Well, I
right
mean,
now.
on the top of that.
All right. Thanks, guys.
I have a couple coming soon as well. Sorry, I don't have photos. We just got it back today. Carmel Valley, 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo, move-in ready, remodeled in the Lakes. It's 12229 Carmel Vista Road, number 152. HOA is 470, VA and FHA approved. First floor, totally ready to go. Second one, that one's going to be on the market this weekend. It is vacant. If you want to do open houses, I'm not sure if Victor's already scheduled, but just reach out to him. Next one coming up is not till beginning of September, but I can pre-market it now. It is a house in San Carlos, 7579 Lake Ree. It is going to be listed at $975. And it's kind of one of those split level houses. It's been in the family. I think they're original owners. The lady is 106 years old and finally moved into senior living. It is pretty original, but it looks to be in really good condition. So if you have a client looking under $1 million, but they can do some things over time, it is livable. It's just dated. And that's it for now.
And that's it for now.
All right.
We are done.
Thank you.